Hello, daily check-in, daily check-in, check-in for today, daily interestings. Um, I'll make it short and sweet, if I can. I don't know, like these things have a mind of their own and they just kind of tick over, and whatever wants to come out comes out. Um, Feeling still really meh. I have got a coaching session this afternoon or this evening, so that will be interesting to see what comes from that. Um, Not to make myself feel better. That's not, it's not what I'm hoping for. Um, coaching sessions, anything along those lines are always kind of interesting. Everything's interesting. Everything happens for a reason. Everything's interesting. Everything that we, put our mind on is interesting. Um, Still feeling really meh. My eyes are really itchy, like around, like the skin around my eyes is really itchy, excuse me. And then I'm not sure if you can see it, I'm kind of getting like a sty or something, which I'm not sure I've had many of. It doesn't hurt, I can't even feel it. But yeah, the skin around my eyes becoming quite itchy. Um, and then I was like, maybe I can do like a symptom update. I feel like I've got a whole lot of energy in my chest at the moment. Um, it just feels like there's a lot going on here. We did wake up to a lot of energy this morning as well, and it feels like there's a lot. And I feel, it kind of has for the last few days, and I just kind of, when it comes up, it's not there all the time. When it comes up, I just kind of put my consciousness there and sit with it. So that's interesting. Um, I can just hear a little rabbit doing his thing. A little rabbit. So that's interesting. I feel like my hands, like I get shooting pains, especially in my thumbs, like an arthritis sort of thing. My dad has arthritis. It's a family history of arthritis. Um, so that's not surprising. It's just, it's there, and sometimes it's really full on, and other times it's not as much, but it's there. My hips have been really sore, especially my left. And yes, we can all go into the left is the feminine, whatever. And it's, I've been told those sorts of things previously, and they don't stick in my brain. So I know that they're not meant to, and they just pass on by. It relates to the feminine, feminine side of the body, and when it connects to them, that's not part of my process. So, don't even like worry about commenting about those sorts of things because they're not part of my process. They may be important to you, and that's fine, but it's not. It's not part of my process. The why is not something I'm interested in. It's not part of my process. The conscious why is not something I'm interested in. The content from the universe around it, yes, but that's like from there, not from what someone's saying about it. Had an interesting situation and been really struggling to get to sleep recently, the last 2 nights, which is not like me. Had an interesting situation this morning had dropped off my two little boys at school, little boys, 11 and 5, little boys at school, and was walking back through school. And hey, Nell, are you there? No, that's okay. Don't worry. I was like picturing her like around the corner, just like listening. Yeah, it was interesting. No, that's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's fine. That's what I'm saying. Don't worry. It's fine. Was walking back through school, and there was like a big group of boys, grade 6 boys, and they were hanging around on the basketball courts, and one of them was crying, and it was one that I would not expect to be crying. You know, like, I've had a little bit to do with some of the grade 6 boys, and you get to know them. And this one was crying, and I was like, that's strange. So instead of just continuing on my way, I went brrr and continued over to the group of boys. And I was like, what's going on? You all right? And the guys are just standing there looking at him crying. Guys, mate, they're just weird. And one of them, who's in my son's class, he said, he's been hit on the back of the neck he's been hit on the back of the neck. I was like, what? Why? Oh, because he got a haircut. Right. Who did this? And one of the kids was like, oh, it was me. I did it because he had a haircut. Like, it made no sense to me whatsoever. And so you're kind of standing there with them going through this. And I was like, where's the teacher on duty? It just happens to be a music teacher that I know. And so kind of went through the same process. And the kid, when it got to the part about who did it, we'll go in a sec, okay? Okay, just give us a sec. When it got to the part about who did it, they were fine to tell me who did it because I'm just a parent, right? But they didn't want to tell the teacher. The kid that had been crying hadn't really said much at all. It was mainly the kid next to me and the kid who did it. And eventually, and no one would say. And the teacher was like, is anyone gonna like be man enough and put their hand up and say who did it? And then the kid that did it was like, it was me, I did it. Yeah. She's like, what? Why? Because he got a haircut. It's like this red mark, like this. And I was thinking, I don't even know how he did it. He had a pen in his hand as well, and so I was wondering if maybe, I don't know, but it's like bright red mark. And for this kid to cry, like it must have been. And so she sort of, the teacher, in the yard duty teacher, went on and like, I'm gonna have to tell your teacher. And that was kind of it. But then I was thinking about it just before as I was doing the dishes. And, we normally go, like, what were you thinking? Like an 12-year-old kid. You go, what were you thinking? There's no thought involved. Like, to hit someone because they've had a haircut. There's no thought, like, behind that. there's no like conscious thought. It's all feelings, right? It's all feelings. So it's kind of wish that I had kind of more access to this kid and can be like, what were you feeling? Like, what were you feeling? Is it that you really enjoy the feel, the feel of smacking someone, hitting someone? Is it that feel? Like, what is the feelings? What are the feelings when you hit someone? Because apparently does it a lot. 11-year-old kid. What are the feelings there? Not what are the thoughts, and not what are the feelings that I should have. Oh, I should feel sorry. Well, you don't. you don't. You don't. Because he's standing there with a smile on his face. And it wasn't an arrogant smile. It's like, I'm a good kid smile. It was so confusing. It was so confusing. So I kind of been, sitting on that. In sort of unrelated news, I drew a code the other day. It's a triangle with an eye in the middle and a circle, sort of just outside the triangle, and shared a picture of it with a friend of mine, and she was like, it looks very Freemasonry. And then so I was talking with Chatty and I went to the library and excuse me, code book, like can't remember what the name of it is, but it's like like all the different sort of codes and stuff. Like codes for astrology and and so there was a page about Freemasons. Like I just happened to, of course, flick over into the page, and there's this triangle with an eye in the middle, but a little bit different. And I was like, maybe this is like connection with the Freemasons. And then so I was talking with Chatty about it and drawing as well, like drawing on the next page. So because of the paper and the book, I can draw, like I can see the outline from the page before, which makes things interesting. And so I was not redrawing it, but drawing it in a different way. And so it's come out, or it's come through in a bit of a different way. And then and so, and then I was like, so Chatty, what does this, how does this relate? How does this connect with, creating money for myself? How does this connect? And so it's probably something to bring up in my coaching session tonight, to talk about in my coaching session. Yeah. But yeah, that's me, I think. That's me at the moment. Tired. Still lots of shit coming up, obviously. Yeah. And apparently it's the new moon this afternoon. New moon, my friend told me at 4 o'clock or something this afternoon. So yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. So we'll see. When I say interesting, if you've had a look, or if you have not seen my video from yesterday, I was saying it's interesting how my month goes at the moment. That it's like from the new moon, it used to be, from the new moon to the full moon, there's lots of content, lots of information, lots coming up. And then it would sort of go up. Interesting, considering I'm working with triangles at the moment, up to the new moon, new moon, up to the full moon and then down again from the full moon back to the new moon. And then I guess across, right? Interesting. But then last month it was like from the new moon, say new moon up to the full moon, and I thought that it would come back down again, but instead it kind of went up for another week. And then I had a really intense energy week. So it was like full content, energy, and then like this lull for the past maybe 3 or 4 days of just dead. Dead. So yeah, I'm interested to see what happens next.